And welcome back to Sports Talk special edition of our LL Football Coaches Show. I am Chad Landers here with you all night long. Thanks for joining us. We finally made it to our sixth and final team, but we've got to tell you what's coming up on Friday night right here on the channel, and it will be the Cocalico Eagles hosting the Warwick Warriors. Former Section 2 foes, now non-league action, and they will kick off our high school football coverage this year on Friday, 7 o'clock. Join us for that. Should be a great way to kick off the season, and we are more than excited. And speaking of excited, we will bring in Cocalico's head coach, Bryan Strohl, to the program and introduce him as it's your third year now, Coach Strohl, and hopefully things are rolling smoothly by now for you. How you doing? You excited for the season to start here in a couple of days?
I'm doing well, Chad. Thanks for asking. Definitely excited. Excited for our kids, excited for the community, and always a great way to get this thing going.
All right, so we've got to introduce the section that you guys are in. It's Section 4, and boy, this one is so interesting. So many great teams in here. Let's show everybody at home who exactly is in the new look Section 4, because the Berks teams have been added to the LL teams, and it is such a tough section for you guys. As you take a look here, Berks Catholic joins, Conrad Weiser's coming in, YO missing, all of these teams, playoff teams, to join the likes of Cocalico, Donegal, Elko, Lampeter Strasburg, Octorara. Boy, it's going to be quite a challenge week in and week out for you, Coach Strohl. I know you are ready and you're trying to get all of your team prepared for this. How are you feeling about this new look Section 4 and kind of how Cocalico fits in here to the picture?
I mean, I think it's certainly going to be a challenge week in and week out, like you mentioned. To be honest, right now our focus is on Warwick, so it's getting started with them, and then the rest of our non-league with Solanco and Manheim Central, and then we'll see where we're at that point when we get into section play. But we expect the teams in that section to bring out the best in us for sure. You start with YM missing and LS and all these teams that have so much tradition. We've played LS for a little while there a couple years ago and had a good rivalry going, and it'll be nice to have that back. I played Conrad Weiser non-league, but we have some teams that we haven't played in a long time. So looking forward to building some new rivalries as well.
Yeah, that is interesting, the whole new rivalries thing, because of the YO missings in the Berks Catholics and a lot of those other teams that are coming in. Let's talk about your offense first and foremost, because you do have a lot of pieces to fill in. And of course, with your very unique offense that you guys run over there, the Veer, you've got to get that QB up to par, right? And you've had a few of them come through. They've all graduated. Now you're moving on to a new one. So who's kind of running the show over there, and where are they at in that process of grasping this very unique offense?
So our starter on Friday will be Josh Meyer, who's a sophomore, and Josh had come up with us last year as a freshman and was able to, kind of learn the ins and outs of the offense. And the thing with Josh, he is an extremely intelligent young man. He's a 4.0 student, extremely hard worker, and he's always asking questions, wanting to learn, watching film, that kind of thing. So we certainly feel confident and comfortable with him running the show. And Bryce Nash is a kid who he's played some other offensive positions. He'll start at corner on defense. And he's done a tremendous job too. Just he had taken a year off of quarterback, like I mentioned, playing some other positions, and we had a need, and he hopped in there last year, and in our JV games, and it was like he didn't skip a beat. Amazed me how much he was able to remember of the offense from the position he hadn't played in a year. So we knew we were hoping to keep him in that role, and he's done a great job throughout camp. And I think those two are very, very good athletes, but also kids who understand the offense too. We have another kid, Jarrett Weaver too, who played football for the first time last year. He's a pitcher in baseball. And last year, I think he was swimming a little bit. And this year he's, again, another smart kid to run our offense. And he's done a tremendous job learning as well.
So from what I could tell, both of your quarterback options kind of play defense, right? So are they going to be going both ways? And how do you kind of handle that? I know Noah Palm did that years ago, but Noah Palm is kind of a different specimen of a football player. How do you guys handle your quarterbacks kind of going both ways?
Yeah, so Josh will just start on offense and will be more in a backup role at safety on defense. And Bryce will start on defense and be in the backup role on offense. So that's, one luxury we have going into Friday night. I think we're planning on having 20 different starters at the 22 positions. So hoping that, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty hot and steamy night. So, hopefully that can help keep the kids fresh. And again, a lot of those starters are also primary backups on the other side of the ball, but they'll rotate in, but trying to limit them a little bit and keep them fresh whenever possible.
So when you look at the roster from 2021 to 2022, there are some big names that are gone. The Flinton brothers, Barassa's gone in the backfield on your offensive line with Jarrett Stauffer and Ryan Brubaker. Are your guys prepared to step into these spots? Or are you still working on getting guys up to speed? How are we handling all of that over there? I know there's been a lot of turnover with the seniors from last year. How are you feeling about the team right now?
Well, first, thanks for that reminder, Chad, of who all we lost.
Sorry.
But no, I think, each year has its own, the team takes on a different persona. And I think this year's senior class is a lot of quiet leaders, and but they lead by example, and they're great kids. And I think our team really is getting along well together. Our upperclassmen helping the younger classmen. It's not like the seniors are in one group and the juniors are in another group and the sophomores in another group. I feel like they're gelling pretty well and helping each other. And, we're going to need to count on a couple sophomores in key roles and count on a lot of juniors. And, a lot of those kids got some playing time last year, but I think they're excited to take that next step. And I think we all have faith in them, and their teammates have faith in them that they can fill those big shoes.
So who are some of these new skill guys that you have coming in? You've got to replace a bunch at running back and at wide receiver. So give us some of the names that kind of the fans can look forward to. And, of course, we will see you guys on Friday, so we will get a firsthand look at who's filling in those spots.
Well, at the fullback spot, I don't know if we're going to have one key person like Anthony Barassa was last year. I feel like we might have more of a rotation going there. Sam Steffi, who's a junior, will get the start. And then Owen Weaver and Mason Moore will both start on the defensive side, but we'll likely see some reps there at fullback as well. Also have a freshman, Dane Horning, who has really impressed, and I could see getting time down the road as well. At the slot positions, Aaron Longenecker, who started about halfway through the season last year. He'll start at one of the slots, and then Braden Epinette will be the other starter there. But we have Tyler Angstad, who will start on defense, and Jacob Cole and Tim Porter, who will play a lot on defense as well, that are capable backups at those positions, which is huge to our offense in the slot. At wide receiver, we have Gavin Glass, who had taken a year off last year and is back. He'll play a lot out there. And Connor Sola, Andrew Ensinger will rotate in there as well. And Dane Bolinger is a kid who he's kind of a jack of all trades. He played a lot of wide receiver last year, but he's going to play some tight end for us, as well as linebacker on the defensive side. So those are the kids that you'll be seeing there.
I mean, when I hear you talk about that, that sounds like depth. There's versatility and depth. So, I mean, that's got to make you pretty happy there. It sounds like this is not necessarily what you've had over the years. So got to be excited about that. If we swing over to the defensive side, you always have like one or two really stud guys that anchor your defense. Do you have that this year? What are the names you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I think defense starts up the middle. And we have Chucky Drain, who's back as a fourth-year starter for us. At defensive tackle, will play some defensive end at times too. And then Tyler Angstad, who's played some wing linebacker, but can play Mike linebacker too in our 4-3 scheme. So those are kids who have been starting for years since their freshman year that we look at. If you're looking at who's anchoring, I think that would be it. But they're surrounded by our other linebackers, Carter Getz, Dane Bolinger, as I mentioned, Sam Steffi. Those guys rotating in there. Expect those to be a core for us. We have Adam Lowenslager back. He had suffered an injury last year that he worked hard to get back from. He had started on our defensive line and our offensive line at times prior to the injury, but he's worked himself back and healthy, so that'll help for sure. And Owen Weaver had started some on the defensive line. He'll be back there as well. So, those are some of the returning names.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going to be hearing and seeing all of these names on Friday. So I'm excited to see how you balance all of that, and maybe it actually helps you with fresh legs. Speaking of Friday, we're out in Cocalico. We've got Cocalico Warwick Week 1. you guys got to be excited to finally get to the games here. Talk to us about playing Warwick, because you started this rivalry, or at least this matchup, over the last few years. It's been back and forth. How do you like it, and what are we looking at here as Warwick comes to town on Friday?
I mean, I think one thing that's nice is, I see some of the schedules of who the other teams are playing, and a lot of them have to travel further or playing somebody, they're not familiar with. And I think when you've built a little rivalry, and it helps get up for that first game right away too. And I think our kids are ready for it, looking forward to it. And I think it also helps to make the crowd bigger. Hopefully people from Lidditz make the trip, and certainly expect people in the Denver community to come out Friday night as well. So looking forward to the atmosphere, and I'm sure I've seen Warwick in their scrimmage, and they always have a quality program, of course, and are going to challenge us and hopefully make us better for that grind of section play, like you mentioned earlier.
Interesting, last year, you guys were able to knock them off. They knocked Mannheim off. Mannheim knocked you off. You guys, split it, but I guess 3 ways. You guys shared the section title. Do you think there's any bit of payback on Warwick's mind here as they come into town? As I think it was like right at the last second you guys were able to get that win last year.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to pretty much the last play of the game. And, anytime that happens, I'm sure that gives them a little extra motivation. But, for us, it's a new year, it's a new season, and it's starting off the season. So we want to do that the right way. And, I don't think either team's going to have a hard time getting up to play that game Friday night.
We'll have a hard time showing up to watch that contest, as we are all excited for Friday Night Football to return. And of course, we will be in Denver. Again, we will show you what our schedule is, as week 1 will be Cocalico and Warwick as we get ready for the season to start. Could not be more excited, as we are with 2 of our local teams in action on Friday night. Of course, 7 o'clock is when all the action starts. Please join us on Blue Ridge 11 for all of that. All right, let's say goodbye to Coach Strohl. Thanks for coming on here. Good luck this season, and we will see you in just a few days, sir.
Thank you very much, Chad. See you Friday.
Yep, good luck Friday, and good luck this season. And of course, thanks for coming on. All right, that will do it for our Sports Talk LL Football Coaches Show. Hope you enjoyed listening and hearing what all the teams have this year, getting a little bit more insight. And of course, you'll head out on Friday nights and enjoy those games on the gridiron. We will too. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chad Landers. We will see you all season long as we are out there on the gridiron Friday nights. But for now, enjoy football season. Thank you for watching Sports Talk's Special Edition.